Hello, Jayco Family, and welcome back to another episode in our Leadership Testimonial series. I'm your host, Hannah Golichowski, and today with us we have the Vice President of Purchasing, Jeryl Miller. Jeryl, what first drew you into the RV industry and what got you here to Jayco today as the VP of Purchasing?
That's going to be a long answer.
That's all right.
So I started at Jayco my senior year in high school.
Wow.
My second semester, I had like a co-op program, and I worked afternoons in our shipping department to load trailers onto the back of semis.
Cool.
Got in here because my uncle, Walt Bontrager, who is related to the founder, Lloyd, he asked if I ever needed a part-time job, and so that's how I got in here.
Neat.
Kind of liked it.
Yeah.
And I started making some money instead of working at Essen House. I used to work at the Essen House
Oh, wow.
as a grill cook. I hated it. So I did that, and I thought, I'm not going to go to college. I'm going to go ahead and work at Jayco.
All right.
'Cause I kind of liked it. And I ended up going into the parts department and did that for a couple of years and decided I better go to school.
Yeah.
But I kept working at Jayco part-time
Okay.
while I was in college in our parts department area.
Nice.
And when I graduated, I came back and was in the parts area.
Okay.
Did that for like 9 years.
Okay.
And was like a sales manager for our parts area. There's a little different structure back then with our service department. And then I went into operations as a quality manager.
Okay.
Did that for a number of years until I became a superintendent for a couple of production lines. Did that for a while until I was called to a special projects guy. I think everybody does a special project every once in a while.
Yeah.
And did that for a couple of years and was asked back by Joe Thompson, and I have to bring up Joe Thompson's name because he's kind of my mentor.
Okay.
I worked for him for 17 of my 36 years.
Oh, wow.
Here. So
Wow.
he asked if I could help out in the purchasing area. I said, sure, I'm doing special projects, why not?
Yeah, why not?
And I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
And I had never done it before. And so at that point, I did it for a couple of years and became a director of purchasing. And a couple of years after that, I was asked to be vice president. So
Here you are
that's
today.
where I'm at. Yeah, that's where I am. It's kind of a long journey.
But it's an incredible one. So, I mean, congratulations. It's a lot of accomplishments. So now getting into, the leadership part of it all, how would you describe your leadership style?
All of my staff hears this all the time, that I lead by saying that number one is faith, number two is family, and then comes work.
Okay.
So I feel by keeping those priorities in order, it's going to ultimately help you at work. You will do a better job. So I really let my people lead. I want them to make decisions. I don't want to make them for them.
Sure.
The big thing that we talk about here a lot at Jayco is getting the next group ready. I've been here 36 years, so we're getting the next group ready.
Right.
So I want them to lead and to fail if they have to.
Yeah.
Nobody likes to fail, but you can't.
They're
Be
lessons,
successful. Yeah. So that's really how I do it. I let them make decisions. I want them to come up with ideas, which the success that the purchasing department has is because of my staff, not because of Jeryl Miller.
Well, that kind of, leads into my next point. Are there any sort of achievements or kind of milestones that you want to highlight from the purchasing department or your team?
Couple things. When I got into the purchasing department, Jayco Purchasing was known as we keep the same suppliers and we're very loyal to our suppliers.
Sure.
And so there were some newer suppliers out there that didn't feel they had a chance to have an opportunity, and that's one of the things that I wanted to change. not that we're not still loyal to our suppliers, but we also want to make sure we're looking at all the opportunities that are out there,
Right.
because not only do we want a good quality part, but we want it at a fair price. And
Yeah.
we want to make sure that it's here so we can build trailers.
Absolutely.
So that was one thing. We started back in about 2018, I believe, maybe 2019, a training division within our own department, which is headed up by Corey Miller, where anybody that starts in our department will be trained. And it's not just hand them a piece of paper, but they will have someone sit with them for weeks, months, whatever it takes, until they're comfortable. Also, that training program wrote all our processes and procedures that we have to follow. So I think that's kind of a big deal, because people feel like they are actually going to learn what they're supposed to do
Yeah.
without trial and error.
Absolutely. So what then would you say is the most rewarding part of your job?
Most rewarding is seeing somebody succeed and being able to be promoted, go to the next level. Just the success,
Yeah.
I think, is the biggest thing.
For sure. And what would you say sets the Jayco family of companies apart from other RV manufacturers?
No question, the culture. That's why I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
The culture, the morals that we try to keep, and our president, Ken Walders, has done an excellent job trying to maintain that culture,
Absolutely.
because it's difficult to keep it. And when I first started back at Jayco, I think there was about 200 employees here.
Wow.
And obviously we have quite a
Yeah.
bit more than that now. But I will say the culture, while it's a little bit different because we're a different kind of company. It's big.
Sure. Yeah.
It's a big machine.
Yeah.
But the culture is still there. And every quarterly meeting that we have with our management group, we talk about what's important as a management group, and I really like that.
What do you like to do for fun or outside of the office? What does your life look like outside of Jayco?
Well, I really like softball.
Okay.
So I started playing slow pitch softball probably when I was about 17,
Okay.
and I've never stopped. And super blessed to be able to still play. I play in a pretty high level league. Play senior softball now. This year I got to get into 60 and over.
Nice.
But we play all over the country.
Cool. Oh, wow.
So our next tournament is in a couple weeks in Las Vegas.
Wow.
So yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's, yeah, I gotta.
I really enjoy that. We're very involved with our church, and
Okay.
so I have a small group that I have 5 other couples in. So I enjoy doing stuff like that.
Very nice.
So that keeps me going. I like to work out.
Yeah.
It's harder as the older you get, but so between working out, softball, family, small group, keeps me going.
Absolutely. Busy guy. What position do you play?
I play mostly first, but
Okay.
some third.
Nice.
I used to pitch until I got an injury.
Yeah. It's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And keeping with your family, just, yeah, if you want to tell me a little bit more about your family and how they have just supported you along the way throughout your journey here at Jayco.
Sure. Well, first, my wife obviously is. Without my wife, I wouldn't be doing this. So, I have a couple of heroes in my family. So first and foremost, my wife. She is a 11-year cancer survivor.
Wow.
And so there's things that you go through in life that make you sharper and make you appreciate, make you put things in perspective a little bit better.
Absolutely.
And she was able to do that for me.
Aw.
And so also I wanted to, our son just got married.
Oh, congrats.
Our son was 1 pound 13 ounces when he was born. So he's a miracle baby.
Wow.
He had some struggles. He's got mild cerebral palsy,
Okay.
but he just got married this summer,
That's exciting.
and he just got his job, moved to Canton, Illinois. That's very cool, and we're super proud of him,
I
and
bet.
super proud of our daughter. She's a nurse living in Indianapolis,
Nice.
and so as a family, obviously some of the things we've went through has helped put work things in perspective, and just whole life in general in perspective. So that's how my family has helped me.
Yeah. Beautiful. I kind of forgot to ask about, what a day in the life of Jeryl Miller at the office looks like, what your kind of day-to-day looks like.
Sure, I have some standing meetings with my staff, little one-on-one time just to make sure where they're at. One of the things that I like to do is not only talk about work and how things are going at work, but is there anything outside of work? Just tell me about your kids. Tell me about how they're doing. They playing football? They playing basketball? What are they doing? So I do that, and then basically just help in situations, whether it's supplier related, maybe questions, issues, maybe they're not paying warranty. Just when it gets elevated,
Yeah,
I try to help out with those kind of things.
for sure.
It's fairly busy.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of free time.
Yeah, I wouldn't think. Well, and just what you had said about, asking about things beyond work. It's just somebody who's very new to Jayco still, just being here a year. It's something that's very prominent, and I noticed one of the first things is just I see how people care beyond just the office, and people want to know that you're okay, and if anything's impacting your work, to raise a flag. So it's something I definitely don't take for granted here. So yeah.
We definitely try to do that. We want to treat people like we want to be treated.
Yeah, that's important.
Absolutely.
Well, those are all my questions for you.
Well, I have a question. So you've been doing a lot of these interviews.
Yep.
And I don't think anybody's asked you to
Wow.
share,
Well.
like, who is Hannah?
Oh gosh.
Where do you live? And what do you like to do outside of work?
Okay. Well, let's see. So I'm Hannah, and I just moved to Elkhart. I grew up in Granger, born and raised. I played softball for a big part of my life. Let's see. I went to St. Pius, and then Marion High School, and then Purdue. Graduated with a degree in public relations and strategic communications. Lived in Chicago for a little bit, and then one of my mom's friends, actually from church, sent her the link to this job as I was looking, and I was just like, RVs, like what? I was like, what? Like, and obviously this position is a lot more within, my kind of wheelhouse and what I studied and what I went to school for. I've just enjoyed it since I've started. But yeah, that's how I came to be here at Jayco. And outside of work, I go and thrift shop a lot. I get a lot of clothes. I like to shop a lot. I go to vinyl record stores a lot. I collect a lot of records.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Go to Goodwill a lot?
Yeah, I was just about to say Goodwill is that's I take pride in I'm able to kind of spot the, gems, the hidden gems. Something my mom taught me when I was little. We'd always go together. So that, I love to cook. Oh my gosh, I love to cook. My Instant Pot is like my bestie. It is. I used to want to be a chef when I was little. I used to want to go to culinary school, do the whole nine, and I don't know what happened to that, but here I am. But I have a cat. He is my pride and joy. Grover, he is the sweetest. So I hang out a lot with him. And my brother, I have an older brother. He just got married as well in June. So he lives in Indianapolis, and so I see him when I can. And my parents are just about 25 minutes away. So
Very cool. We're really glad you're here.
yeah, thanks for having me. Cool. Well, Jeryl, thank you so much again for sitting down and talking with me today. It's been an absolute pleasure. And to the rest of our Jayco family, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next month for another installment of our Leadership Testimonial series.